If you've been showing up as a version of yourself that no longer feels aligned or authentic to who you actually want to be, me too. So let's fix this. My name is Lili, and over the last 5 years, I've built a business that makes $30,000 per month, has over 220,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and has made over $1 million. And as scary as it sounds to say, I think I'm gonna start from scratch here on YouTube. I mean, if you're seeing this video, that means I decided, yes, we're gonna start this new channel and go from here. And if you're like me and you maybe feel like your brain or your soul is like just screaming out that the path that you're currently on, even if it's a path that at one point you dreamed of being on and that maybe has served you well, if you feel like it's just not the path that you're meant to continue on, that's how I feel. And I've come up with 3 reminders for myself that I think will make this path a lot less scary and a lot more successful. So I'll share the journey of how I made my first channel a success, what I plan to do with this second channel, and share those 3 reminders in the hopes that if you're thinking about starting over with the new year coming, or there's just something in the air that's telling you it's time for something different, hopefully this will be helpful to you. And maybe you'll even decide that you want to be on this new journey with me. There's a kid down there fishing with their mom. Super cute. And if you already know that financial freedom and entrepreneurship content is what you're looking for, then I would love for you to be one of the first subscribers on this new channel. And in return, I'd love to give you my free financial freedom mini course, which is my method of building financial freedom in as little as 4 hours a day. There will be a link to it in the top comment, or you can leave a comment of your own with the word freedom and I will send it right to you. So, how did I make $1 million in cash and grow my net worth to over $1 million in 5 years? It actually starts with this scar right here, which I got about 7 years ago.
What she does best, way that she got into the paint, and you're seeing here, oh no, looks like we have an injury.
Holding her right knee.
That was kind of this big moment where I had this fork in the road, and because of the injury, I was forced to go down a path that I hadn't planned on. But it was the path that led me to content creation and real estate investing and entrepreneurship. And I'm super, super grateful. Like, I'm super glad where I've ended up. But it feels like now I'm at another fork in the road, and this time I'm not being forced down one. I have to actually choose. And down one path is the content that I've been making. And I just don't feel connected to it. I don't feel like it's as authentic and as helpful as it could be if I was to go down this other path, which feels like a really scary decision to make. The best way I can explain it is that after I tore my ACL, I got the chance to travel the world with the Harlem Globetrotters. I was rehabbing my knee with their doctors, and I was doing media and trick shots for them. And like my very first day of work, literally my very first day of work, we had training camp where you learn to spin the ball on your finger, all the cool stuff. And then my very first day, I flew to Oakland with a couple other Globetrotters to a Warriors practice and got to interview and hang out with and do trick shots with Steph Curry. I'm like, yeah, this is a dream job. And for the next couple months, I was traveling all over the country, I was traveling all over the world, and I started to listen to podcasts and YouTube videos about how people were becoming financially free. Because in my head, I was gonna go play basketball, I was gonna do the NIL thing and the sponsorships and all this other stuff. And now I'm like, okay, what's next? I wanna be rich, so how do I get there? And I saw people like Graham Stephan and Max Maxwell, and they were sharing not just how much money and success they were finding in real estate investing, but also in content creation, being YouTubers. And so I decided that I would give it a shot. And so I documented my first day out trying to find a wholesale deal. I documented when I got my duplex to house hack. So I lived in one unit, rented out the other unit, and the rent from that unit paid most of my mortgage and my housing expenses. And then I started to do renovation projects and use the BRRRR method to buy rundown properties, fix them up, and keep them as rentals. And so today I have about a dozen units, about half are long-term rentals, half are up on Airbnb. And I have this cash flow that comes in from these properties, and also their assets that are gonna grow in value over time. And that's what I was making all of my content about. And it's always kind of popular on YouTube for experts or gurus to just show like all of their big successes. But while I was sharing the success I was having, I was also sharing all the failures that I was making, right? The mistakes that you make whenever you are trying something new for the first time. And I was sharing it all. And so as people connected with that journey, as they started to come to me to help them on their own journeys, I started to do that as well. And like the last time I checked, we had of all the students who have come through and done my real estate programs, they've collectively made over $500,000 in wholesale fees or in profit from flipping properties. And that doesn't even count the people who got their house hack or who have started collecting rentals. And these are the stories that make me reluctant to stop making real estate content. And so I'm not deleting my old content, but I never wanted to be a real estate guru. And so I'm not going any further right now in my real estate journey. Like, I always wanted to get a handful of properties to be able to generate passive income and to grow my net worth and have them just continue to grow over time. I'm gonna hold them for decades and let them become much more valuable. But because I'm not going any further on my real estate investing journey, I can no longer help people get any further than I am. And if I try to, it would just be inauthentic. And I personally don't want to do real estate every single day. Instead, what I want to do and what I am doing every single day is figuring out how to build businesses that generate financial freedom, but also time freedom, location freedom, and give me the chance to work as little as 4 hours a day. Real estate was really a part of my entrepreneurship and financial freedom journey, but not the main part. What I do every day for myself and the students I work with is create offers, and I'm learning how to run ads and building and managing a small team, all to create the type of financial freedom that also comes with that time and location freedom. So that the first 3 or 4 hours of my day is spent working from literally wherever I want, and then the rest of the day is meant to like live life and enjoy that time and location freedom. And that's what I want to talk about on this channel. And I don't want to have to do it in the crazy high fast paced cuts and thumbnail faces way that you can kind of feel the pressure to when you grow a big channel. I want to be authentic, I want to be creative, and I want to share with you what it looks like to build a life of financial freedom working 4 hours a day. Because to me, that's the type of financial freedom that I want. I'm not trying to build a $100 billion company. I'm not trying to work 80-hour weeks. I want to experience this life and do the things that are meaningful to me and help other people do the same. So that said, I've got 3 reminders that I'm giving myself on this journey that hopefully will also help you in whatever it is that you're pursuing. The first reminder is to expect discomfort. And if you knew everything that has gone into filming this video, we might change expect discomfort to expect pain. Even just when I just got out here, set up my tripod, walked over to my bag to get something, I turn around and I just see, like in slow motion, my camera falling straight on the expensive camera lens right into the ground. And hopefully everything looks okay. It's definitely busted up a bit. Like at every turn when I'm trying to film this video, there has been just a little bit of discomfort that has reminded me that it would be far easier to just film this in my office. Because typically the camera doesn't move. It's right there behind my desk and the lighting is perfect and stays the same. And my editors know exactly how long those videos are gonna be and what to cut and blah, 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 blah. And that would be a really easy thing to go back to. But if we commit to expecting discomfort or expecting things to go wrong and not be easy, just because the usual path is the easy path doesn't mean it's the right path. And that's what I keep trying to remind myself of. Because if I've decided that making more creative videos and getting back to the roots of why I picked up the camera in the first place, to authentically share the ups and downs of my financial freedom journey, if I've decided that that's the right path, then it has to be worth messing up my camera lens. It has to be worth shooting an entire portion of this video the other day out of focus. It has to be worth the extra time and effort that it's gonna take to make this the new norm and to make this the easy thing. So just expect that that discomfort is coming. Expect that it's going to be a little bit harder, a little bit more difficult. But if you've decided that it's worth it, then so be it. The second reminder when we're starting something new is to commit to a realistic number of inputs. I expect that the videos on this new channel are not going to perform as well as videos on my old channel. I'm starting from scratch. And so if I focus on the outputs, if I focus on the view count, which is something that I can't control, and I have this high expectation, I'm just gonna be disappointed. And I'm just less likely to stick with this thing long enough to actually see some results. So instead, I need to be realistic, but also try to shift my focus to the inputs of how many videos am I putting out? How authentic are they? How many stories and successful case studies am I able to share to show that my methods of achieving financial freedom are working? I'm really committing to like 30 YouTube videos, 40, 50 on this new channel, so that I give myself 6 months to a year to focus on just making sure I have quality inputs, and then hopefully the outputs that I'm looking for will come. And then third, after you have reminded yourself to expect discomfort, and you've committed to a realistic number of high quality inputs, the third is to just give yourself a freaking chance. And I, of course, come from the sports world, so I always think about things that coaches have said to me and that have been helpful in my journey as an athlete, which really do like transfer over to entrepreneurship pretty well. But one thing that sticks with me is this saying of, don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to your favorite player. And my favorite player is Steph Curry. He went off last night, so shout out to him. But if I imagine I'm sitting courtside at the game and Steph happens to miss a shot, he doesn't do it often, but he happens to miss a shot, and then he runs past me, and I have just like a split second to say something that he's gonna hear. It's gonna go into his brain. Am I gonna be like, yo, you suck? Like, stop shooting that. Absolutely not. I'm gonna be like, you got this, I love you, right? Like, I'm gonna say something encouraging and positive. And so when we think about like, don't say something to yourself that you wouldn't say to your favorite player, that goes for when we're encountering that difficulty, when we almost break our camera, or we have to refilm, or something doesn't go as we wanted to, or we might lose a little money in the effort of investing in something new, like filming outside. Are we willing to give ourselves enough positivity that we can keep going and give it a chance to work, right? It's like we're doing all these difficult things. Let's not tear ourselves down in the process. Let's speak to ourselves positively. And I don't mean like unrealistically. I don't mean like be a cheerleader that's just like overly golden retriever energy. I just mean like be realistic. It's gonna take some time to see success. Like if you said it was worth it, commit to it. If the 6 months is gonna pass anyway, I might as well just believe in this and do it for 6 months rather than just like war with myself, question that belief and make it harder on me the entire time. That's not gonna make me more likely to find success. And the other part of giving ourselves a chance to make it work is like committing to one path long enough. I recently purchased Alex Hormozi's $6,000 offer from his book launch. And one of the things it taught me is that there's a lot of good information out there. There's some great information out there. I think Alex Hormozi does have great information, but none of it matters if we don't just focus on that piece of information long enough to apply it. Like I am so guilty of watching YouTube videos back to back to back to back to back to back to back that all talk about these different ways of doing things. And I'm gathering so much knowledge, but it's like the knowledge doesn't make any difference if I don't give myself a chance by picking one thing, committing to the inputs, realizing it's gonna be a little bit difficult as I go through it, but sticking with it long enough to let that thing work. So many people have good information and good knowledge, but not the skill to build the skills that are needed. And so yeah, I'm preaching to myself here. These are the things I'll be keeping top of mind as I go on this journey. And hopefully they're helpful for you on whatever is next on your journey. If, like I said, if financial freedom and entrepreneurship is your jam, here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll be interested in. And remember to check out that free mini course, which will help you build financial freedom in about 4 hours per day. Subscribe to the channel, it'll be linked in the top comment, or you can leave a comment that says freedom and I'll send you the link. Until next time, this is video number 1, and thanks for watching. Bada boom, bada bang, baby.